Good morning, Tim Sykes here. Getting a lot of people talking about this new story, this article. 20-year-old student acquired 6% of Bed Bath & Beyond, made over $100 million in 3 weeks. Here you can see his little photo on LinkedIn. I'm filming this, from my bedroom here in a villa in Italy. This is the new world, okay? You can literally be like, he's like still in school. You can be in a villa in Italy. You can be in your bedroom. If you know your chart patterns, if you recognize this market for what it is, you can really succeed, okay? Remember, I've never made $100 million, but I have made several million, and several of my students have now made several million. Like we had this article come out on insider.com. 24-year-old stock trader made $8 million in 2 years. This is Jack Kellogg. This was in actually the same villa, coincidentally enough, in Positano. This is what's outside here. And he's made, actually over $10 million now. And he's just getting started. Like, there's so much opportunity. Like, this was a little while ago. This was Roland Wolf. He's closing in on 2 million. I keep bitching at him to update his Profitly. This New York Post article highlighted a few top students. This was funny because I just want you to understand like the potential upside here. This was just, when was this? What was the date of this article? I don't even remember. July 17th. So like 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago when Jack Kellogg was at 674,000. Now he's over 10 million. Kyle Williams was at 354,000. Now he's at 3 million. Mark Crook was at 1.9. I think he's over 3 or maybe even 4 now. I've lost track. Tim Grattani was at 12. He's at 16. And Roland Wolf was at 1 million. He's now at 2 million. Like, I don't know how to get you guys to understand that if you really put in the time with your studying, this can be you. Obviously, it's not everybody. Most people don't study enough. Tim Grattani, 1,500 into 1 million in 3 years, but his first year he made nothing. Why is that? How is that? A lot of people say, you highlight your millionaire students, but like most people lose money in the beginning. Yes, almost everybody loses money in the beginning. Let's not forget, if you actually do read this article about Jack Kellogg, I have a separate video where this is like a premium article on Insider. I did a separate video, I'll link it below, where I go over every little part of this. I don't know if the article brings it up or not, but in his first year, he lost $2,000. He paid for my challenge, which I'll also link if you really want to get all the DVDs, video lessons, webinars, archived and new. But even with all that information, he still lost $2,000 his first year. So I want you to understand, when you see articles like this, like, 100 million, in 3 weeks, that's awesome. But you have to study first, whether you want to make 1 million, whether you want to make 10 million, whether you want to make 100 million. Studying comes first, and studying is not fun. I get messages from some people like, I'm studying, but I'm not having fun. Yeah, no shit. Okay? Staying up till midnight, studying while you're sick, trading while you're sick, like Jack Kellogg famously traded through strep throat and mono. I was telling him to go to the doctor. I thought he had COVID. It was just strep throat and mono. But he had both of them, and he's trading through it. I'm not saying do that. I think that's dumb. You should prioritize your health. But the process is not fun. The rewards, if you stick with the process, are fun. Leave a comment below this video saying, I will stick with it. Whether you're in year 1 or year 2 or year 3, I get some people being like, year 4, I'm still not a millionaire. It's not all about becoming a millionaire overnight, especially in 2022. Bed Bath & Beyond, this is fantastic. This is a huge run-up, but not all the plays are going this supernova. For those of you who don't know, this is Bed Bath & Beyond. In the past few weeks, it's gone from 11 to the nearly 30, which is ridiculous. Bed Bath & Beyond is not growing that fast. This is the crazy market that we're in. That's why I'm making this video, okay? There is so much money out there because of the Fed, because of COVID, because of this crazy bull market. I want you just to capitalize on it. Bed Bath & Beyond, I didn't even trade. I'm trading other meme plays. When one meme play starts spiking, other ones spike up. I was trading FUBO. FUBO was a crappy company. Went from 4 to 8 in one day. I was just taking a small part of it too. This is another thing. Like, this guy went big with Bed Bath & Beyond. I would really caution you against trying to trade like these kinds of strategies where it's all about like these huge positions for huge traders. I tweeted this yesterday. I said I have huge respect for Tim Grittani and Jack Kellogg, but whenever newbies try to mimic their patient swings, they get wrecked. So understand there's a lot of upside potential to make a lot, but at first, when you have a small account, I can't encourage you enough to really trade small. If you look at my trades, like I'm up a little over 100K on the year, trading very small. Frankly, I've underestimated this bull market. I'm happy about it, but at the same time, I've underestimated it. Also, these meme plays are not exact. I was trying to trade pets and dogs yesterday. Pets was spiking, and I actually underestimated it. It kept going. I got it on a dip, rightly so, but I didn't have the patience to hold for the bounce because it's scary. But because pets was spiking, I was buying DOGZ, dogs. Some people were like, why? They're totally different companies. Literally, this is how stupid these meme plays are. When one meme play starts spiking, others can start spiking too. I didn't make much on pets or dogs, but I did make a good amount on FUBO. And I'm learning. It's not exactly my wheelhouse to trade these meme plays, but I'm trying to trade them. Bigger props to students like Sarath, banked on EAR, E-A-R. This one has been spiking. Very nice. The FDA is now allowing hearing aid companies to sell without a prescription. INND was spiking. Congrats to those of you who nailed this run up. Now that it's faded, I would love to dip by a morning panic. INND has been a heavily promoted name. Heavily promoted names crash because of the people who are paying the promoters, usually dump into strength. They usually dump all at once because they're in at such low prices. It doesn't really matter. That creates crashes. You know that there's promoters. They don't want crashes because the promoters don't want to get investigated. So they create a bounce. If you study the patterns, you know all this. It's not a conspiracy theory. I have dozens of years of examples of these pumps. It's crazy to me that some people still don't see it. But again, it's lack of studying. Lazy people can't be helped. Jack, also BWV, went in from the 4s to the 6s. BWV has apparently a new method for monkeypox. I totally underestimated monkeypox. I think it's a joke. But with the media, with all this money on the sidelines, look at BWV. From the 2s to the 7s, okay? The news came out right in here in the 3s. Anybody could have bought this. I think this was when the news came out, 8:30 press release. So you easily could have bought this. Props to Stocks to Trade Breaking News, nailing this one. Everyone should be using Stocks to Trade Breaking News. Click the link below. I'm going to include the challenge. I'm going to include the breaking news. Some people say, Tim, why do you always try to get people, to use the software and to, join your programs? Because it's going to help you. Okay? I'm not promoting things that are going to hurt you. I'm not a stock promoter. I'm an education promoter. It does you a disservice not to use Stocks to Trade Breaking News. Some people are like, oh, I can't afford it. You can't afford not to. I don't think you guys understand how Stocks to Trade Breaking News works. I'll link it below. You can watch a video. But the sources that they use, if you tried to mimic that yourself without using Stocks to Trade Breaking News, it will literally cost you tens of thousands of dollars per month. And you're getting it. Very similar to like iPhones. iPhones are an amazing product. I have an iPhone. Actually, I have a few. There was a breakdown somewhere where it's like $750,000 of technology is packed into the iPhone. And because Apple has created this amazing economy and put all these technologies together, you can have it basically for like $1,000, $2,000. I still think it's a little overpriced, but like given what's inside of it, how it can really change your life and all the tools. This is the same thing with Stocks to Trade Breaking News. And iPhones are used by billions of people worldwide. Stocks to Trade Breaking News, it's a few hundred people who actually get it. It blows my mind. People are trying to trade like, I get 5 to 10 messages a day. How did you see this? How did you spot it so early? Where did you see the press release? You can't physically track all the press releases yourself. A, it's going to cost a lot to get all the sources. B, you're going to have no time whatsoever. Use Stocks to Trade Breaking News. Even if you're not trading, even if you're just learning, it pays to see these catalysts in real time so you can start to be better prepared. I'm not saying you have to hold it all the way. I mean, look at this. Jack was in at 4, out at 6 on BWV. This was self-made trader in the 340s, out in the 450s. 29% in 2 minutes at the open. This is another thing. Some people say, well, Tim, it's easy to say, after the fact, but it's too quick. Preparation is key. Self-made trader has stocks to trade breaking news, is in my challenge, and was ready. I know some people don't like to trade right near the open because it is so quick. If you are prepared ahead of time, you can use the speed of these moves to your advantage. 29% in 2 minutes. I can't even physically alert that. If I'm typing, you need to be self-sufficient to truly maximize this stuff. I'm like spitting on myself. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry that sometimes it's so fast. I'm sorry that sometimes you're going to miss it, but the opportunity is there if you are prepared. And it's also not just, small gains. I got to give a shout out to one of my most dedicated challenge students, Robert Riggs, made 10K in AMTD. This is just one example. There's so much upside if you take your education seriously and you treat this like a business, not like a hobby. Too many people treat trading like a hobby. Oh, it's fun. I'll trade a little here or there. It's like, oh, golf is like a hobby. If you have like a hobby, like, oh, video games are a hobby or golf is a hobby, you're going to spend a few hundred or a few $1,000s on your hobby and you might be, pleasantly entertained. If you treat it like a business, if you want to become a golf pro, if you want to be the next ninja for video games, if you want to be the next Tim Bertani, Jack Kellogg, Roland Wolf, Mark Crook, Michael Good, Matt Monaco, Kyle Williams, like I have Mariana, my first female millionaire student. There's so much upside if you treat this like a business and take it very, very seriously. For me, again, I did well on FUBO. FUBO, I was dip buying the morning panics. This didn't even bounce this much, but I caught this little bounce right here. And I didn't, catch the whole thing, but I still made a few $1,000s. And frankly, I was wrong. FUBO didn't even bounce. I missed, frankly, Tuesday, which was the best day for meme plays. I was traveling. I was out. So I'm not, the perfect trader. But at the same time, I do have more profits than losses. And I do like teaching, safety first. I hugely underestimated it. Hugely. Phase. I've been trading Phase Clan. Missed this one. This was a $3 a share bounce off the lows. So focus on these speculative names. Like I'm going to link this article. I want you to understand. Some people will say these meme plays are insane. I'll never touch them. Touch them. Okay? Trade them. Accept the insanity, especially after a big market crash. Right now, if you watch my webinar, I give a free webinar a few weeks ago. I'll link that below too, where I talk about how the next few weeks, specifically August basically, is going to be crazy. I was 100% dead on right to give that free webinar. Everyone who watched that free webinar is actually taking this seriously and starts seeing, oh, wow, wait a minute. The market is down a lot. There's still a lot of money out there. These crazy former supernovas can run again. You can profit off the madness. This is not a normal August because of everything that's happened. Watch that free webinar. I'll link it below. I can only teach you what I see happening, and I don't have all the answers, but I'll bring up example after example after example of supernovas, of young people, not even just young guys anymore, young people banking. This is an extreme example. Huge props to Jake F. Congrats to Jake F. Literally, congratulate him. Get inspired by him. This is insane what you can do right now with this market, with this technology, with this special time in history. After a big market crash, with all this money on the sidelines, with former supernovas going supernova again. I'm not traveling today or tomorrow. I'm going to be ready. I still don't know if there's going to be any great plays, but I'm going to be prepared. You can't control when the next great play is. All you can control is your preparation. So use stocks to trade breaking news. Get in my challenge. Watch all of Tim Gertani's archive webinars. Some people still send me this article. They're like, how did Tim Gertani do it? He's given 70 plus webinars for challenge students, all archived. He has his own ticker on Profitly. So many challenge students don't even watch it. They're like, oh, I'm not going to watch a webinar from 3 years ago. Yes, you should. Study your stock market history. Learn about the patterns that he banked on and understand the patterns repeat. History repeats. It's not an exact science, but the more prepared you'll be, the better you will have odds on the future trades. I can't even talk right now. I'm tired. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're going to take this seriously, if you're ready for the grind, and you want this upside, not necessarily overnight, but over several years, if you treat trading like a business instead of a hobby.